how do you know how to charge for a commission piece, for a big commission piece? I was just talking with a client about this the other day, and there's some math involved that will make it so that you can breathe a little bit easier, right? The tendency is to want to underestimate, to say, I can do it for this amount of money. I don't want to charge too much. I don't want to overcharge. And I'm going to do it in this amount of time because I know they want it right away and I want to make sure that they're happy. And this is the thing. And I learned this from a carpenter person, a contractor, who said, it's so much better to overestimate the cost and overestimate the time. Because when you do that, you've got the cushion built in and you can breathe easier, and they're not expecting something from you that you can't really do, or that's going to make you so tight that it's not a pleasant process. If you're doing commissions, you want to enjoy it, right? So set yourself up to have plenty of time and plenty of money coming in for it. So there's a little bit of math involved. And I'm just going to go over it quickly. I'll probably have a workshop about this at some point to go over it a little bit better. But basically, figure out how much time you think you're going to put into the piece, right? How much actual studio time do you think you're going to put into it? You can base that off of what you've done in the past. Then triple it. 3 times that amount of time, all right? Because honestly, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of time that you spend that's for the project, but that isn't actually, putting paint on the paper or sewing the stitches or whatever. There's a lot of stuff that you've got to do and a lot of cogitating you've got to do. So give yourself that freedom. 3 times as much time as you think it's going to take, right? And then, in terms of how you say how long it's going to take, then you have to do the math of how much studio time do you actually have in your week, right? And if it's a big project, don't allocate all of that studio time to the project. Make sure you're balancing it out with all the other things you have to do in your life. And then make sure there's a little extra time in your studio to do other things that are going to keep you juiced up. Because if you're in a big project, there's a long haul quality to it. You need to be able to have some give and take for yourself. So that's the time part of it. How do you figure the money part of it? Again, that does have to do with time. It has to do with looking at how much your life costs, right? And I'm not talking starving artist here. I'm talking like, how much does your life really cost? Look realistically at it. If you haven't done a budget, get on a budget. YNAB is a really great budgeting thing. How much does your life cost for a year? And then how much of that is allocated in other ways? Like, how much are you making in other ways? So what percentage of your income needs to come from art, right? Honestly, for me, for many years, all I wanted my art to do was pay for the studio, pay for the rent, pay for the materials, pay for the time. That's all right. You can do it that way. But also, how much is your life, right? All right. There's also how much do you get paid per hour, right? Once you figure out how much time you need to spend in your studio, you break it down into how much are you getting paid per hour. All right. It's okay to be okay as an artist, to not be a starving artist, to make enough money that you feel like your life is manageable. That's a good thing. So when you work up a commission or when you work up a price for a big project that you've created, make sure that you're actually giving yourself credit for having done the time. And it's not just the most efficient time. There's a lot of stuff that has to be built into that time. All right. Hope this is helpful. I will talk to you soon.